Hello, I'm back with another DaVinci tutorial. This time I'm going to talk about how to deal with a problem where the sound and video are slightly out of sync. Hello, welcome to In Studio. I'm Ian Butterfield and welcome to the latest in our videos on DaVinci Resolve. We've already looked at how to set up DaVinci, we've looked at basic editing techniques, and we have looked at equalizing and getting a consistent sound level. Now in this video we want to look at a particular problem which happens occasionally where the video file has the video and the sound slightly out of sync. And let's go over to DaVinci Resolve and look at how we fix it. So here we are with a clip. It's actually a Bible reading from the church. And if I just play it now, you'll be able to hear what the problem is.
They sang a hymn and went out to the Mount of Olives. "You're all going to desert me," said Jesus, "because it is written."
And hopefully you could tell there how the sound and the picture don't quite match up. It's not a huge problem to solve, and there are a number of different techniques we can use to bring everything back. Now, the easiest way is if the person who is speaking, before they start speaking, goes and gives a visual clap, you've got effectively a clapperboard to synchronize. And you'll see how I would use that in a moment. But as in the case with this one, we haven't got that. So I'm going to have to use a slightly different technique. What I'm looking for is a sound that is also visual. And one of the best sounds to use for that is the P sound. And as it happens with this particular video, the reader is talking about Peter. And we can see with that, the moment that he's pronouncing the P of Peter, we can find that on the video, and we can also see it on the sound trace. But before I do all of that, let me just bring the sound levels up as I would normally to about here. Now, the other side of that, the dynamics and the de-essing already happens because I've already applied that to the entirety of this track, and you'll see that's already applied here. That's the clip we were looking at previously. Now what we need to do is look for a point in the video where the speaker uses a P sound or P sound or a B sound that we can use to synchronize everything together. So let's play through the video listening for that.
They sang a hymn and went out to the Mount of Olives. "You're all going to desert me," said Jesus, "because it is written, I shall attack the shepherd, and then the sheep will scatter. But after I am raised up, I will go ahead of you to Galilee." Peter spoke.
That's it. That's the P sound that we're looking for. Now, before we can do anything to correct that, there's one thing that we do need to do, and that is we need to take off this particular symbol here, which is for the linking of tracks. So I take that off. You see it's gone great. It means I can now move the tracks independent of each other, the sound and the video. Crucial first step. Alt key and the mouse wheel to zoom in, and let's deal with the audio track first. And
Peter's.
So we know that the peak here is the P of Peter. So let me just scan that again. Just starts there. So that's where it is. So now I'm going to highlight the audio track, and I'm going to just put a marker on there so that I know that is where the P of Peter is. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my attention to the video. I'll bring that down. I'm just going to go to one screen. Now that one is my preview screen of what's over here. That's my live side. So I'm just going to go to 1 because it makes it a little bit easier. And I'm also just going to use the mouse wheel to zoom in so I can see the speaker's lips on there. And what I'm going to do now, I'm using the cursor keys just to move through this. And I'm looking for that point where he does the P of Peter. You see there? As the lips part on Peter. It's not where the sound is on the soundtrack, but that's where it is on the visual. So there, that's the point. So I now highlight the video track and put another marker in there. Let me just reduce the size of this window up at the top. And scroll back out, and we might... Now we can see that these are offset. So I can drag either the video or the soundtrack so that one goes over the other. As I move that along, they will auto align between the two markers. So now if I play this, and again, I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. This should now all be in sync.
You to Galilee. Peter spoke up. Everyone else may desert you, he said, but I won't.
And there we have perfect sound synchronization by looking for that sound. Now, as I said earlier about a clap, if somebody has done that beforehand, what I could have done, that's so much easier than trying to find a P sound or a B sound that we can use to synchronize. With the clap, we can watch the visual for the point where the two hands come together and that spike on the video track for where that sound is, and we can just align them that way. And that is how you resync sound on a video file where the sound has gone out of step with the video. I hope you found it helpful. In our next video, we're going to look at transitions, how we join two different scenes together and how we transition from one to the other. To make sure you don't miss it, do hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified and you don't miss anything that's coming up. On the screen now, you'll find the playlist of all my DaVinci Resolve tutorials, and once it's released, you'll also find a link to the next tutorial in this series. So until then, keep making great photos and great videos. Bye for now.